Hey everybody, it's Dr. V. As you can see, there's been a switch up. I've decided that I want to switch up the way that I've been doing readings. I feel like the disembodied hands and voice is so, 2018. I want to feel like I know you and that we have a relationship and that we're building that together. So I'm going to start doing my videos this way from now on, and you'll be able to see the cards and kind of see what's going on, and also see me and get to know me in a different way. So if you're here, welcome, glad to see you. And let's go ahead and get started with general love reading for today. As has been my habit recently, I'm going to start with the Intuit Oracle. If you see smoke or reflection in my glasses or going across the screen, it's because I've got incense burning and a couple of different candles going just to set the space. Let's go ahead and find out what is going on with your love connection today. Say you'll remember me. I have that song by Taylor Swift in my head. Okay, first card. Oh, birds, communication. I think this has been coming through pretty consistently. Like, you are going to get some communication. Your person's going to reach out to you. They're going to start liking your posts or commenting on your posts on social media, but there's definitely communication that's coming. Yeah, they're showing me like this kind of like tentative sort of communication, and then where it becomes like more consistent and more like a banter. And then we've got Cancer, the Chariot, right? Within 1 to 3 months. That's what this card, the next card, is Cancer. And I feel like it's like I said, between, I've been saying after Mercury retrograde is when things are really going to start to shift up. And this is confirming that, within a month, because Mercury retrograde ends in 13 days, 14 days. So it's going to happen. Okay. And it's going to happen fast. Like, I keep telling you this, be ready, because when it happens, it's going to be boom. Right. And then we've got, oh, interesting, the Death. So this is a transformation. This person that you're dealing with, this energy is, they're going through a big change, a death and a rebirth. That's probably why you haven't been hearing from them. If you haven't been hearing from them, and if you've been listening to these readings, I'm quite confident that you haven't been hearing from them at all. They're just going through it, and it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with their energy or desire for you. It literally is just that they're going through a big change, and they're in the process of moving through that and being able to come towards you with some communication. Yeah, it's a season of transformation. It's also fall, right? When you think about the fall is always about seasons changing, the leaves start to fall off the trees, the earth gets cold, it's all the things that happens. And so they're going through that kind of energy themselves. And so they're definitely going to reach out to you, though. You're going to start seeing more energy and more engagement from them here very quickly. But then I'm getting, and Mercury retrograde no later than December 12th is kind of what I'm picking up on. And I don't usually give timelines. If you've been reading or listening to my readings for a while, I don't normally give timelines, but that's what this is feeling like. So let's get an overall energy about how they're feeling and thinking about you right now. How are they feeling and thinking about you? The Magician. They think you are magic. They literally think that you're a magical person. They think that you are capable of manifesting anything. They feel like you're just this incredibly magnetic, powerful person. And I keep hearing that song, "You can do magic." They think that you are actually magical, and not just like in the magical sense, but like they see you and they think of you as like a literal magical creature. The Hanged Man, they are in looking at things from a different perspective. They're in kind of a stuck position. And it's not even really stuck, right? Because if you look at this type of thing, like in this card in particular, and if you ever watched any kind of like acrobatics or done any kind of aerial type of work yourself, you know that it's pretty easy to get out of that position. It's just a simple transition, and that's where they're at right now. I also want to note that right now on the table, we have the Chariot, Death, the Magician, and the Hanged Man. So of the 5 cards that are laying on the table right now, 4 of them are major arcana. Like what's happening right now is huge. And then we have the 2 of Cups. They know that you're like a soulmate. They know that you have this special soul connection. They know that the 2 of you have this kind of divine energy. They're like, if they are not consciously aware of it, I think a lot of them are. I think actually a lot of them are very much consciously aware of it now. They may not have been in the past, but they are starting to recognize like, no, there is definitely something magical and sacred and predestined to this connection. Where do we want to go from here? What actions are they likely to take? 3 of Cups. Celebration. I honestly, I feel like in this case, this 3 of Cups, I feel like there's like a community. You're going to come together in some sort of like community unexpected way, but they're hoping to see you there for sure. They're like really hoping to see you. The 3 of Cups is about joy and celebration, kind of like a party. They are not yet comfortable with like reaching, not comfortable, but they're hesitant to reach out to you and have like private conversations and like ask you out on a date, but they're comfortable in a group setting. And that's kind of the energy that I'm seeing here. And then we have the 3 of Swords. Okay. So they're healing from some kind of broken heart. And they're letting that go. They have to heal, and they have to go through that process. That's why the Death card came out. That's why the Wheel of Fortune has been coming out. They're in the process of transmuting that heartbreak type of energy and letting it go. They're healing, and they're doing it pretty rapidly, actually. I'm impressed, even though that I feel like there's like reminders and things, they're actually moving through it pretty consciously. And I think your energy is helping them. I think that's what I'm picking up on, is like that magical energy, that like your prayers, your affirmations, the energy that you're putting toward them is helping them to move through this, even if they're not fully conscious of it. And then we have the 3 of Pentacles. Teamwork, right? What's gonna work? Teamwork. They want to work with you in some way. And that may even be the thing that they are looking to do. Like that may be like when they initiate conversation, is like, how can we partner on this, or what can we do with this? That might be their thing. I also want to note that there's 333. I'm not an angel numbers person, so I would encourage any of you to look up the angel number 333. But I am aware that 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9, which 9 is like right before the completion of a cycle. So they're wrapping things up in their life, and the things that they've needed to wrap up is coming to a conclusion pretty rapidly, and they're getting ready to make their move for sure. So what do you need to know about your part in this relationship? The Hermit. You just got to stay where you're at, right? Keep working on the things that we've been talking about, right? Staying ready so you don't have to get ready. Make sure that you're prepared for them, that your energy is prepared to receive your divine counterpart, that your space, that your life, all of those things is ready for it. And stay in that space of reflection and really being in the energy of going within and seeking the light within. That's going to be really helpful. Again, all the healing that you're doing is also reflecting and mirroring back in their life, which is amazing. And then we've got the Two of Wands, anticipation, right? This is that energy. Again, I think this came up yesterday about looking out, and you're like, when you're expecting somebody and you're like looking out the window and you're like, okay, they're going to be here. It's like that song, Usher's song, that Daddy's home. You know, that kind of energy. Like, be in that space. I mean, like, seriously, if you really understand that you're about to finally bring into fruition your relationship with your divine right partner, the person that you've waited for, the emperor, your divine masculine, divine feminine, whatever energy they embody for you. If you know that, if you actually believed that they're going to contact you and be in touch with you within the next couple of weeks, maybe a month, come on, where's the enthusiasm, right? Like, really, seriously, be excited, be in that anticipatory energy, because it's coming, and it's already done, right? We've talked about this before. If you watch my channel for a while, it's like everything that was already finished, it's already complete. We just have to align with it spiritually on earth as it is in heaven. And so all we have to do is kind of reach up into the heavens and pull those things down. That's what manifestation is. And so as you do that, you start to see your dreams come true. This is something that you've been working on for a long time, manifesting this, and now it's here. It's about to manifest for you in this form. And it's like, yeah, you should be excited about that. Hell yeah, you should be anticipatory around that. And this is about letting go of any old grief or any grievances that you have. My son always says that to my dog. He's like, tell mommy your grievance. But there's this energy around healing from the past. Anything that you have from the past, people that hurt you, situations that were harmful, things that were intense for you emotionally, it's really important that you release that. So do a forgiveness ritual, a lot of forgiveness rituals, like let go of things and people from the past that have hurt you, and allow yourself to clean out that space spiritually, right? So it's kind of like renovating your heart and your soul, like anything that's lingering, any betrayals, any old pain, any lies, any beliefs that you adopted as a result of people's shitty behavior. It's time for you to really clean that out emotionally and let it go, because you want to have a clean house when your partner arrives, right? Emotionally, spiritually. I mean, probably physically too, but you want to have a clean slate. You want to not go in carrying a bunch of baggage from the past. You want to have things be clear and open and ready. I think I'll use these. I was trying to get like what messages, some final messages from your lover, Mr. Lava Lava. They call me Mr. Bombastic. Okay, let's see. What messages do they have for you? I don't remember the name of this deck. It's a little tiny deck that I got, I think, on Etsy. I don't remember what it's called. My apologies. Oh, and the deck that I was just using is the Light Seekers Tarot. It's one of my favorites. And as I've told you guys before, like I use like this is a mini deck, and it fits in my hands because my hands are small. And so that's why I like these smaller ones, because it's harder for my hands to hold like larger tarot decks. And so when I'm using them, sometimes I like fumble around, if that makes sense. So anyway, also I do have openings for private readings. If you're interested, you can see the link in my bio. Some final messages, Spirit. Self-indulgence. Interesting. What they're saying here is like they're still in this space where they're almost kind of having a pity party, if that makes sense. I think I told you guys about this before, that like when I was when I went through a divorce like 100 years ago, I did that. I think a lot of people do. I went through like this kind of pity party where I was like everything, and then I got sick of my own shit, and I was like, honestly, this is annoying. Like, I'm annoying. I don't want to be this way anymore. And so I made the decision to like move on and to let myself have the space to heal. And like, this is what I'm getting from them, is that they're still in that space of kind of nursing a hurt. They're like, they recognize at this point that it's moved into this space of self-indulgence. And that's why they're moving through the healing, where it's like, you know, okay, now I'm sick of my own shit. Like, it's time to move on. That's what that message is. They're really very clear that like, it's time to let go and move into the new direction, which is why we saw the Death card, which is why we saw all the major arcana and the movement, because it's like they're finally figuring it out. Let's get two more. The Chaser. I love this for you because for a lot of you, you've been the chaser in the past. You will not be chasing this person. Like, I'm telling you, once the gate opens, like, it's going to be like, if you've ever been to a rodeo, when they like open the gate and the bull comes out and like, you know, it's like that. It's going to be, they are not going to play with you. They will not play with you, and they will not play about you. That is for sure. Like, they are going to, once they make the decision and like they move in that direction and the two of you connect and hit it off, it's going to be like the pursuit is on. And not that you're going to be running or anything like that, but they're going to make sure that you know for damn sure that they are into you. There will be no questions, no ambiguity. And then they're healing heart is the last message. That's just what it is. They're just healing. They're wrapping it up. They understand that, you know, there's been some self-pity and self-indulgence. It's kind of like, they're like grossing themselves out at this point. They're like, it's time to move on. And they are. And when it's time in a couple of weeks, it's going to be hot and heavy after you. It really is. It's going to be intense. Like I said, like I keep getting this message, like they're not going to play with you and they're not going to play about you. So when they ask you out for the first time, when they say, hey, let's go get coffee, or, you know, whatever, it is literally going to be like they are into you and they're going to be watching you, and that's it. They're not going to be, this person is loyal. They're not looking at other people. They're not going to be looking in other directions. They're going to be in pursuit of winning you and winning your heart over. Yeah, it's cuffing season, y'all. Some of you are going to definitely be booed up by the end of the year. And so again, just be ready for it. You've got a couple of weeks before this really starts to kick into action, what I'm feeling energetically. And so I would say, just in that time, whatever it is that you need to work on to like be prepared to feel ready for it, make sure that you do that, right? Do some hip opening exercises if you catch my drift. Be ready, because once the floodgates open and once it starts, it's going to be like a rapid evolution of things. I just dropped 2 cards, and so soulmates, I'm not even joking. That's what that card is. Let's see if I can reach the other one. And the dragonfly. So, just so you can see, I was not intending for those to come out, but soulmates and dragonfly. The soulmate card is literally, you know, again, this is the second time that soulmates has come through. And the dragonfly, it's like, I can't even read this. Things coming to light. It's, yeah, and what's going to come to light is they're going to be like, I'm so damn into you. I've been into you for so long, and it just took me a while to get out of my like self-indulgence and the path that I was on to be able to move towards you in a meaningful way. So anyway, I hope that this reading was helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk with you all soon. Take care. Bye.